He'll run it out to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis.
Oh, my God.
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game.
All right, we are here for the second episode ever of the Sports Mix and the second episode of the day. Our fourth person and fourth announcer is here. His name is Braden Grable. We are proud to introduce him. This is Logan Saul and this is Landon Saul, just like it was earlier, and I'm your host, Corey Böhringer, or Corey Böhringer, as we say in English. So let's kick it off. It is 5:25 right now, guys. The Super Bowl is building in anticipation. There is an hour and 5 minutes before kickoff, and our first topic right now is going to be Super Bowl 50. Are we ready for this? All right, so the first thing is, during the Super Bowl, do we think, or what do y'all think, who do you think the MVP of the game will be? Not of the league, we already know that's Cam Newton. That was announced yesterday. And the 3 years in a row Defensive Player of the Year, J.J. Watt. We'll cover all that when we get into it. But as of right now, who wants to start off and tell me who they think the Super Bowl of the MVP of the Super Bowl will be?
I think Peyton Manning will because he has a strong arm and he's one of the best QBs, and this might be his final year, so.
Well, that's a good point. It probably will be his final year, and yes, we will talk about his retirement later.
Like I said before, Greg Olsen, it's a good target for Cam Newton, and if they keep doing their little work and their little team thing, then they're unstoppable.
That's true. You got anything to say about?
Well, I think Cam Newton is because, he has some experience. He's good. He's been doing good for the whole season. I think he's going to bring that to the table for the Super Bowl.
I agree with Braden. I think Cam Newton by far will be the MVP. 31-0 against the Seattle Seahawks in just the first half. And Cam Newton at least scored 2 to 3 of those touchdowns in that first half of that game. He led his team to 15-1, and it was really close against Atlanta. But yeah, Cam Newton, as you said, Greg Olsen would be him and Cam Newton are great together. But overall, and the Panthers defense is good too. And Peyton Manning, don't get me wrong, he's a great guy, of course. But in my personal opinion, I think Cam Newton, just with the people surrounding him and his talents, he'll be the MVP. All right. So let's talk about Peyton Manning's retirement. Does anybody think this will be his last rodeo, as he told one of the ESPN reporters, or do we think that he'll go for another year if he loses the Super Bowl?
For my opinion, I think he actually is going to retire no matter what. I'm guessing he either just want to take it. He's trying to just leave it because he's been in football for quite a lot, especially with his brother Eli Manning.
Makes sense.
They've been in NFL football for a lot, and with Peyton Manning's last Super Bowl, I wonder if they can overcome it and see if they can actually win it this year.
That's a good point.
I think he is because, he's getting old and he knows that he's getting old, and he don't want to hurt the team because he's getting old with his arm. He's getting old and crap.
Yeah.
So I think he's trying to do something good for the team and just retire.
I agree with that.
I think he's not retiring because that's it.
Well, my question is do you think if they win the Super Bowl, do you think he'll retire?
If they win the Super Bowl, I think he's probably going to do one more year. But if they don't, I think he's going to probably go for another year.
He's going to retire if they don't win? Okay, my personal opinion through all this is that Peyton Manning's retiring either way. He's pretty much practically told people that's his last rodeo, which in technical terms means I'm retiring. So, yeah, I do think he's going to retire. If they win, congratulations, Peyton. Great career. Either way, it's a great career, but that would be a great way to finish it out. But I don't, and even if they lose, I still think he's done being an NFL quarterback, which is a sad thing in the world of sports, in my opinion.
Yeah, we all love Peyton Manning.
We all do. And if we don't,
His commercials.
the nationwide commercials. All right. Here's another question, and this one is definitely big on the Broncos side of things. Will this Super Bowl 50, be a blowout?
No.
No, I think it's going to be a tight game.
No. I think the Panthers got it. The way they've been playing, they're good. Because if you think about it, Cam Newton and their blockers, Cam Newton has really fast legs, and he can get through, and he's really strong, and he has a good arm. And yeah, if he plays I'm expecting him to try his best, and he's probably really going to try and work with his team and try to improve them during the Super Bowl with timeouts and everything, and try to work hard. And yeah.
You think it'll be a blowout?
No, I think it's going to be a really close game. Yes, I understand. Cam Newton is young. He got legs. He got an arm. But again, you got to look at Peyton Manning, the Broncos. They have their running back. They have Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, yeah, he can't run that good, but
he's older too. If you think about it.
Emmanuel Sanders, one of their best targets. The Peyton Mannings. He's one of their best targets.
And from their last Super Bowl, there was a blowout, and I think they got so mad at that it's no possible way that's going to be a blowout, because I think they're going to trying to improve at least to keep it a tight game. They want to win, but they at least are going to make it a tight game.
And that, Broncos had 9 Super Bowls, correct? Near that.
They've been to 9. They haven't won 9.
Well, they've been to 9, so they know all the stuff. And Panthers haven't been to 1.
Yeah, this is their first Super Bowl.
So they don't have that much experience yet for the Broncos for all their Super Bowl.
They know what pressure it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and having a quarterback that's been in the Super Bowl time and time again, and Peyton Manning is definitely a plus. But Cam Newton, he's not used to it, but they had a first-round bye. They have blown out everybody they've played.
It was
in the playoffs.
They got what it takes.
I think Cam Newton will come out not flustered at all. He'll be ready to go. And I personally think the Super Bowl will be a blowout to the Panthers. I don't see why it wouldn't. Because, you do have a good defense in Denver, but you have to have offense and defensive balance on your team. And the way I look at it is that Cam Newton is going to lead his team to a blowout victory. So I'm going to sit here and ask you all this now. Prediction of the score and who wins the Super Bowl.
I'm probably gonna say score 28-14 Panthers.
I'm going to say a pretty low score for football. 28 to, I would say 21.
Who wins?
I would probably say Panthers, because the Broncos don't have everything that the Panthers do, but I think they will step up and will still make it a close game.
If the Broncos use their technique and that they've been taught, there's a good chance of them winning.
I'm gonna say a close game. Broncos have 28 and Panthers have 35.
So all three of y'all take the Panthers to win?
Yep.
Well, I guess we're going to sweep the board. I take the Panthers to win too. I take it in a huge blowout, 42-14. And there's no doubt in my mind that Peyton Manning's career is not going to end the way he wants it to. That's just the way I see it. So, we're going to take a break. We will be right back. Our upcoming topics are LeBron, Steph Curry, the NBA, and NCAA basketball, which number 1 and number 2 have lost in the polls on the same day for the first time in the history. So when we come back, be ready for some interesting topics. Alright, we are back, and our next topic of talk is the NBA, starting with LeBron James, the king of basketball. Anybody got anything to say to start off?
I think LeBron is doing better this year than Stephen Curry.
LeBron has been getting more. Well, y'all all know Curry. Their team has improved, and now, but LeBron and the Cavs, they've been working, and I think LeBron is I think he'll get the MVP this year. Well, Steph Curry already got it, but next
Steph
year.
Curry got it for last year. He didn't get it this
Yeah.
year.
Well, this year I think LeBron will get it because his dunks are phenomenal. Curry don't dunk. All he does is lay up, and he can lay up. He swishes. He crosses people up. He makes people fall, and it's awesome. And if y'all watch NBA, y'all just see that he is really good, and he passes a lot, and he's just really good with his feet, and yeah.
LeBron James, he's the king of basketball, other than Jordan, Michael Jordan. But he's the next generation of Michael Jordan.
But you have to think about Kevin Durant. He's
Kevin-
good too.
Yeah, he's not as good as
LeBron and
There's nobody in the NBA better
LeBron-
than LeBron James.
Yeah, LeBron at least have 6
Yeah,
titles.
You hear of Curry, yeah. But LeBron James, he takes his stuff more serious than Curry. He hustles, he don't give up, and he's just the king of basketball.
Leading into what I was going to say is that LeBron is a scoring machine. He's a leader. He's determined. He does have some tough losses. And Steph Curry is a great player. And something you said is that all Curry does is lay up. Well, what about the three-pointers? Steph Curry is a great player.
But think about it. He layups, he dunks, he alley-oops. Does Curry do any of that?
Curry
Yeah.
doesn't. Curry does alley-oops. He does shoot three-pointers and he lays up. He doesn't dunk very much, but that doesn't disregard Curry's ability to play as a player. But for LeBron, yeah, he's the king. As you said, Michael Jordan will always be, in my opinion, better than LeBron. But LeBron he's the king of basketball right now, and he's going to be the king of basketball until the day he retires.
But I don't think Steph Curry wakes up 7 o'clock and works out. I mean, LeBron has his own gym, and he wakes up and he goes to work out.
I mean, the facts are facts, I guess. So, all right, I didn't see it, but y'all did. Curry dabbed against Oklahoma
Yeah.
City the other day on a pass to Klay Thompson. So, what do y'all have to say about that?
Ooh,
Curry did the Cam Newton dab because I'm guessing he's rooting for the Panthers, and the dab is now a really popular move that everybody now does. I guess Cam Newton made it up, or a song, but yeah, I'm guessing he likes Carolina Panthers, and he's doing what Cam Newton does.
I saw a little bit of
swish.
frustration.
And the swish from Klay Thompson.
Some frustration out of you when his answer came in. So, I have a feeling you're probably going to say the same thing as him about him being a Carolina Panthers fan, which it is a proven fact. He is a Carolina Panthers fan due to him being from Charlotte, and his roots are in Charlotte.
You even seen a picture of him and Cam Newton together.
And he has
He
he
went to
has
a
a personalized
football game.
Panthers jersey. He was shooting basketball in his personalized Panthers jersey the other day with the number 30 and Curry on the back of it. So
That's cool.
it is. All right, last question to do with the NBA before. Oh yeah,
Well, Curry, the dab, yeah, it's nice, but he just passed the ball. Why do you do a dab on him? Just pass it. Making a three, yeah, I understand. Do the dab, that's fun. It's funny to watch.
But he
fun to watch.
overhooked it. He went like that.
Entertainment, but it's just a pass. Anybody can do a pass.
let's just put it this way: the dab is just
It's just a popular move. Yeah, it's a popular
And
move.
honestly, in my opinion, you should be doing it in basketball. But I mean, when you're one of the best in the NBA, your team is 46-4. Why not? I mean, you ain't got nothing to lose. You're gonna win the Western Conference. You're gonna go to the NBA Finals again, and that brings us into our next topic.
Wow.
Is it gonna be a repeat of the Cavs and the Warriors in the finals?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all seem to think that.
Yeah.
The Cavs have every player that they need.
Well, in the East, there's nobody to compete against them. The Cavs are the only team in the East that is any good.
And then the Warriors, they have Klay Thompson. They have Curry. They have
Draymond Green,
Yeah.
Andre Iguodala, Harrison Barnes. You have great players on the Warriors, and the Warriors are pretty much guaranteed a first-round bye at this point. The Spurs are the only team in the NBA West that I can see even coming close to competing with them.
I don't think the Spurs are going to make
They
it.
got it 1 year, but I don't think they get it this year.
It's a possibility, but
Because now
I
the teams are improving. now.
I agree with the Warriors. I think the Warriors and the Cavs will be the final again. That's
Yep.
just the way I look at it. All right, well, we're going to take another break. On the next part of the episode, we will talk about number 1 and number 2, Oklahoma and North Carolina losing in the same day, and much, much more with NCAA basketball, along with NCAA football, soccer, and a little bit more of the NFL. We will be right back on the Sports Mix. All right, we are back for the third segment of this episode. We are now going to transition into NCAA basketball, and we're going to start off with number 1 and number 2 going down in the same day. North Carolina, number 2, losing to Notre Dame on a late game surge by Notre Dame by 4, 80-76. And then, surprisingly, number 1, Oklahoma, going down to unranked Kansas State, 80-69. It was an away game for Oklahoma. It was at Kansas State. But it is an interesting fact for the first time in history that the number one and 2 AP went down on the same day. So, in my opinion, there's nobody in basketball at this point, in college basketball, that is truly the number 1 team. Nobody's undefeated anymore. Nobody is holding down a spot. Like last year, Kentucky finished the season 33-0, but fell short in the last game. And then you've got Oklahoma with Buddy Hield, who's a great player all around. In my opinion, would be the MVP this year for college basketball. He had this was his second consecutive game against Kansas State with 30 points. That's almost half of the points that Oklahoma scored in that game. Oklahoma, in my opinion, is the best team in the nation. Kansas is in second. Teams like Virginia, West Virginia, those teams, they're up there, but they're not high enough. Oklahoma can win the national title, but they have to have players all their players all around have to be able to score. Y'all have anything to say about it?
Me. That's just amazing that they both lost in the same day.
It's mind-boggling. I mean, when you think about it, when does that ever happen? Never.
I mean, that was pretty much a tradition in college basketball. And then they just broke it. I mean, that's just amazing.
It is truly amazing to lose. Both teams lost to unranked opponent. Notre Dame having a decent season, Kansas State having a decent season, but neither nearly as good as Oklahoma or UNC. So let's move on. We're going to move into our college football subject of the evening. We did not have as much on NCAA basketball as I thought we would, or as we thought we would, but now we're going to move into NCAA football, and after we talk about NCAA football, we will take one more break. But let's move into NCAA football. Several coaching changes. There have been several schools, and the big-name coaching changes right now are at Georgia, Miami, Virginia Tech, South Carolina, UVA, and USC. You know, Georgia bringing in Kirby Smart, Miami Mark Richt, Virginia Tech Justin Fuente, South Carolina Will Muschamp, Bronco Mendenhall Clay Helton at UVA and USC. Anybody have anything to say about any of those coaches at all for either team?
I think, what I said in the last episode, that he's going to try to change the whole technique of the
Which coach?
one for Virginia Tech.
Justin Fuente.
Yeah, I think he's going to change the whole technique and change all the plays that they're used to from Frank Beamer. And Frank Beamer had this whole playlist now. And I think they were fine with it because they won a bowl with it. And I think if they just have that, then they'll just improve.
You want to say something?
I think that this coach is going to be better.
For Virginia Tech?
Yes, it's for VT. At beginning of Frank Beamer's coaching season, the middle, phenomenal. Nobody could ever replace him. But at the end, he just getting too old, and all he's really worried about is the kickoff team. And this guy, I think he's going to work on kickoff, receiving, offense, and defense, all of it.
Yeah, and there is new quarterbacks for...
There are 5.
Yeah.
4 new quarterbacks for Virginia Tech. One is a fifth-year senior.
Yeah, now that
probably
we
has no
lost
chance.
Brewer, and their probably best receiver, that is Isaiah Ford, like I said. he got really good hands and he's really good.
I think Frank Beamer, when he's gone, the Virginia Tech team's not gonna do that good.
I agree too. I don't think to begin with that just Fuente's gonna come in and make Virginia Tech a better team. In my opinion, Frank Beamer is a legend, best coach ever.
Yeah, he
Walked the sideline.
he leaded us too. Well, he leaded Virginia Tech into a NCAA championship.
National championship.
Yeah.
Frank Beamer is probably the best coach ever in college history. But again, he been letting them go to just small little bowls. VT wants big bowls.
That's agreeable.
But you got to think about it. This coach is all new.
Yeah, but he's young. He knows from experience from other colleges, and he's just gonna bring more stuff to VT.
Yeah, but he's gonna have to change all of it because Frank Beamer knew what he was doing.
No, he's not gonna change all of it. No, he's gonna change a little bit. He's gonna take that Frank Beamer piece and match it up to his piece, and it's just gonna go perfect.
It's an interesting thing to discuss, and I'm definitely sure college football does not start until September of this year. We are only on February 7th. It is about time for the NFL to close their season out. So there is much more we can talk about with Justin Fuente and these college football coaches before the season even starts. Let me go over a couple more things. Kirby Smart going to Georgia, defensive-minded coach. Georgia needs offense right now. They don't have a quarterback that's reliable. I think that he'll be a good fit, but he won't do much there. Mark Richt, the previous Georgia coach, going to Miami. I think he'll do great things at Miami. Miami's a great school. I think Miami will be in the top 10 again in the next 2 years, possibly even have a chance at the college football playoff. Not even possibly the national championship. Will Muschamp at South Carolina, a weird hire, but then again, you never know what's going to happen.
It could be a decrease in their team or it could be an increase in their team. You never know. New coach.
We have no clue.
Gotta give him a shot.
You have to give everybody a shot.
Gotta
Until the
give
season's
them a
over, you
chance.
give
And
everybody a
it's
shot.
just like every new coach. You got to believe in them till you actually know that it's no possible way that you can't believe them.
Exactly.
You can believe.
Exactly. Two more coaches I'm going to talk about. Bronco Mendenhall coming from BYU to UVA. Tremendous record. He was like 82 and 34 going to UVA from BYU. A great record, especially for a team that has in-state rivalry with Virginia Tech like we're talking about. 13 consecutive years they have lost to Virginia Tech. It's a tough win for UVA. UVA has not had a winning season in several years. It's going to be tough. And the last team topic is Clay Helton at USC, who was the interim coach toward the end of the season after Steve Sarkisian was removed from his
But
post.
you have to think about it. When coaches come from different teams, they teach different stuff because they don't know. But you got to think about it. Yeah, they can teach them stuff, but you got to know how the team works together and how they work because that's technically what makes the team.
Yeah, but just like I said earlier, the coaches, if they're smart enough, they're going to take their part of their team, their playbook, whatever, and put it into the team that they're going to coach and just match the piece. They're going to try and match every single little piece so they can go big and win.
Yeah, but you got to think the teamwork. The teamwork matters.
Yeah, it's probably going to take a little while, but if you have a coach like the coach at BYU going to UVA,
Bronco Mendenhall.
I don't know. He's gonna get it just like that. He's gonna put UVA heard of in football.
On the map. He's going to put them on the map with the record.
I don't think he's gonna necessarily like win it or anything, but I think
But he's gonna make them improve in what
put
they
it on the
were.
map.
Let's just put it this way. UVA will end up having a winning season for the first time in a long time with Bronco Mendenhall. And as I was saying about USC, Clay Helton, who was their interim coach after their head coach left, great into the season for them, especially in their bowl. I do believe USC will be a good team, but I don't think Clay Helton was the right pickup for USC. I think if they would have waited a little longer, Chip Kelly in the NFL could have been a good hire for them. Chip Kelly is a college football coach purely at heart, in my opinion. He struggled in Philadelphia, but I still think that Clay Helton has a bright future ahead of him at USC, but I don't think it will last long. And we're going to go ahead and take our break. We're going to come back for the fourth segment and final segment of our show, talking about soccer and the NFL, getting into some coaching changes in soccer, and a possibility of retirement by Calvin Johnson, and maybe some other small assorted things, especially some predictions of the upcoming Premier League games and who will win the Premier League, along with more on the NFL and trades. So we will be right back. Alright, we are back for the fourth and final segment of our second show ever and our second show of the day. We have all been worked really hard today. We have all done a lot of research, and we're ready to finish this up, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me just say that now. But moving into our final two topics of the night, we're going to start with soccer. So many coaching changes already. You got Carlo Ancelotti going to Bayern, Guardiola going to Man City, Mourinho rumored to go to Manchester United, and Maximiliano Allegri rumored to go to Chelsea. In my opinion,
And Ronaldo going to the MLS.
we'll get into Ronaldo with the MLS once we're done talking about the coaches. The coaches, I don't think they should be allowed at this point to hire coaches and bring them in and mess up their mindset going with the team they're with, because you have to finish the season. I think if you take Ancelotti, that's okay. Ancelotti is not coaching a team right now. But there's coaches like Guardiola and Maximiliano Allegri who are coaching teams right now that are in contention for the Champions League, the Serie A and the Bundesliga titles, the DFB Cup, the Italian Cup. I think that those coaches, they should not be allowed to hire coaches until after. But does anybody have anything to say about who and why they think they're going to be successful at a certain team?
Why? Why would he even do that? I mean, I don't even understand why they would do that.
Why they hire coach?
Yeah, I get it, like when they retire.
Or when they leave to another
Yeah,
team?
but why would they leave to another team if they just got to a team? Like,
I mean, coaches like Guardiola's been there for 3 years, but they say he's struggled with Bayern, which I happen to agree with that.
But like, it's like, never mind, I can't remember it.
but yeah, I think it'd be. I mean, it depends. Like, with coaches, yeah, it might be an improvement. It's an improvement, but he would have to see what you like. Like,
Well, he's
he
going to
don't-
have a
he
group
don't-
of players that he doesn't really know about yet.
yeah, he won't automatically know what you like, so he's gonna have to test you and see what you like, so he can get you in a formation and what spot you can be in.
But yeah,
Like, but
I understand, like, if one team don't have a coach, and then this team has, assistant coach, then a head coach, and then the assistant coach can go to the head, and the head can go to that team if they ask for a job. But, I mean, that team already has a head coach. I mean,
I don't see the point in signing a coach midway through the season and then pondering going to another team when they haven't even finished the season with the team they're with.
I think it's like you have a good team and you're learning their technique and what they always do. Then you go into another one. Then you have to learn
All the stuff again. You
yeah.
have to learn everything new players, new language possibly,
And-
new tactics, new staff, new director, new president, new fans. Everything is new.
And plus, what if you had a good team that's like a good team, then you had a bad team and you won a chance over there, then like you just gave up a good spot for a good team.
You got a point. Next subject to talk is Ronaldo possibly going to MLS, and we did cover this in our first episode when you weren't here. From my perspective, Ronaldo's not going to go to the MLS to start off. There's been talk about him going to Manchester United, going back to the team he started with for a couple of years, and then moving to the MLS just to finish out his career. I happen to agree with that. Excuse me. I happen to think that he will go to Manchester United, probably sign a 2 or 3 year contract, and then end up in the MLS with a team probably like Los Angeles or New York, knowing that he would want to be in a bigger city because he has more popularity. And franchise is building in New York. LA's been there. They have roots. They've been there for a long time. I think, in my opinion, he'll probably go to LA, but that's just an opinion. LA's a very big tourist attraction. And you have a lot of other expansion teams coming in. Atlanta, Minnesota, Orlando. There's a lot of teams. Miami, maybe. There's a lot of teams. Charlotte, even possibly. They've been talking about Charlotte. So there's a lot of teams that he could go to.
I mean, he wants all the fans and all that stuff. There is no reason to not go here. If you go here, a lot of fans are going to be on you. And that's exactly what he wants. So yeah, I'm positive that he's coming here.
Yeah, I kind of think he will because all he knows is soccer, and like I said in the last episode, he will try to try out sports. He will look at them and see like baseball, football. They don't have that over in Europe. All they have is basketball.
I don't see him venturing away from anything but soccer. A player doesn't play and become one of the greatest players in the world a sport just to change sports.
Just like give up all your
He's
lifetime.
been one of the best players since like 2009.
He's been one of the best players all his life.
Yeah.
But you're not going to venture into another sport after you become a legend in one. Because what if you suck at another one? What if you're bad at another one? You're going to kill your career, you're going to kill
That's
your
just
pay.
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, he can do it though. He did it.
Well, that's because here in America, the way you grow up,
It's different.
especially college,
Quite different.
there's different sports in colleges. In other European countries, there's not. So,
Do they have a cross in Europe?
I believe so, but I'm not 100% sure of that. I think that might be just an American sport. But I don't know. Moving on from, unless anybody has anything to say about Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on to our final subject of soccer of the night. Leicester City leading the Premier League table after being dead last halfway through the season last year. I believe wholeheartedly that throughout this entire process for Leicester and Ranieri and these new coaches and everything, I believe that they will win the table. I think Tottenham will finish second, Arsenal probably finish third, Manchester City, they've fallen off throughout the season. I say they'll be fourth, fifth, sixth, and everything on down. It's a toss-up, but that's just my opinion. Anybody have anything to say about Leicester City?
I said that they've improved.
Of course
they've won. Like I said, they once were a bad team, but now they have one of the best strikers. And
Jamie Vardy.
yeah, that if he plays and he works with his team, I don't think any goalkeeper can stop him. I mean, if you just think he has such a huge foot, and it's boom, a blowout, blow your mind. How fast he can shoot, and how hard his leg is, and how he works with his team. I don't think anybody can stop him.
Exactly. I mean, they were, exactly, like you said, dead last and now they're first. If you improved that much, I mean, you might as well just put it in just more effort, just a little bit more effort to win it all. Go for it all because you came to a dead last to first.
The way I look at it is if Jamie Vardy can stay in form for the rest of the year, not get injured, score many more goals, Leicester's got it in the bag. If he stays in form, Leicester will win the Premier League. Even if he doesn't, it will be harder, but I still believe they'll win the Premier League.
Because they just need to take one or two more steps up, and they're going to win it.
Exactly.
Like, I think they haven't put in all their energy in to just work up to be one of those good teams. They just they weren't putting all their energy
Effort. They weren't putting all the effort in that they could have put in, which they're doing that now in comparison to last year.
Because they're sick and tired of being dead last, and they're like, and their minds are like, oh dang, we got to take better steps, and we need to improve more. So they just got that mindset that they can do it and they need to do it, and that's what happens.
All right, moving on. Final topic of the evening, the NFL. We're probably going on about 20 minutes from the Super Bowl at this point. This episode is cutting us close for the night, but we will get this done before the end of the Super Bowl. So, For everyone at home, we want to say thank you right now for tuning in, and I hope that your team for the Super Bowl will win, but I cannot promise they will. The way this is going after our predictions, there is no 100% guarantee. Peyton Manning will win the Super Bowl with the Broncos, or Cam Newton will win with the Panthers. So let's go ahead. Let's get into these last 4 topics we have under the NFL, starting with Calvin Johnson's retirement. We covered this a little bit in our last segment, but I think it's another thing that we need to talk about just to stress how great this player is, and you might be losing somebody who's really great at somewhat of a young age.
I think he got all he's one of the best players in the NFL. So
Did you forget what you were gonna say?
I think Calvin Johnson, he's too young to retire. I mean, yeah, he said he wants to retire, but why should he? He's too young. He can just, I mean, who cares if you're too old? It depends how, if you're getting old, you can run or you can't throw or catch or anything. Yeah, you can retire, but if you're that young and you just want to retire, I mean, why would you? I mean, and he's he's probably one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. He has really good hands. He works with his team really well, and yes, Matt Stafford is really good with him. That's his main target that he gets. He looks for him the first time he says, right when he's in the huddle, he looks for him and tells him, I'm looking for you, get open. And he looks for him. If he's open, he throws it. If he's not, he throws it to someone else. But that's his main target he looks for.
he's young. He's given all of his effort just for a few years and being the best player in the NFL. And
Best receiver in the
yeah, and he just gave all of up. He gave it up if he retires, and he's only 32.
In the range of
30
30 to
something.
32. No confirmation on the age. I didn't look it up before the episode. So
My answer, I'll tell you the yeses and the nos. First off, the no. In some way, I don't think he is, because he's too good and he's too young to retire.
yeah.
And if anything, now my personal opinion, I think yes, he is done with the Lions. But I think he's going to a better team. And my yeses, because I mean, yes, like everybody's saying, he is one of the best wide receivers in NFL history.
Yeah.
And he wants to get in the Hall of Fame quick as possible.
Or it's not him enough of a challenge. If you're the best wide receiver, you're facing teams. What's the challenge? You're trying.
Yeah, but
you want to be the best, but
yeah, but the best, you're still getting paid the money.
I know, but yeah, you still.
That's why
I
most
know.
of these guys are
If you're in the
Still
NFL,
playing.
period, you get a lot of money. But what's the point? What's the point of playing football if there's not a challenge?
good.
You just walk in the NFL and then boom, you're in the Hall of Fame.
I mean,
It's not how it works. You want it to be a challenge.
Him, yes, he is the best, but he has challenges. Trust me. Sherman, he is not the best cornerback like he said. No, he is not, but he's somewhere good, and he can take him on easily, no problem. He will get him, and he's not the best wide receiver. There's way better wide receivers than him. And I mean, why would you retire? You ain't getting money retiring.
Yeah,
You get money. Shoot,
you would get half what you get paid if you were in the NFL. You get half of it. But why would you
retire?
You
You don't get no money after you retire. You're done.
Depending on the ads if you do ads, if you like, he was on the cover of the Madden.
Well, I'm
25.
15, no 15.
I'm just
25.
Sanders was on the front of that.
I'm just talking plain out NFL. I ain't talking about the covers of things.
Well, yeah, you're not gonna get.
Yeah, but yeah, like if you stay in the NFL, yeah, you're getting paid nonstop. But if you just like retire, you ain't getting paid jack.
Exactly.
They're
that's what I'm
they're
saying.
just, yeah.
So it's pretty much he has it made now. Yes, he can. He's way better than most wide receivers, and he can catch the ball over pretty much any cornerback. But there is those some cornerbacks
Like Josh Norman and
that he thinks. See, he has that mindset which every wide receiver should have. It's not a bad thing, but it's actually a good thing that he can do anything. He can just walk over people. Now he can't.
he can't do that to actual players.
I
though.
mean, it's great to have that mindset, yes, because you want to think positive and you want to put your mind to it, and you want to have that mindset.
You gotta
of doing
think you're not gonna catch every ball that comes to you.
exactly, but I mean, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I mean, there's cornerbacks that, what you said, there's wide receivers better than him, but there's also good cornerbacks that are better at catching.
Exactly. That's
All right.
staying with his man.
All right,
All right, moving in. The two Redskins quarterbacks, RG3, Kirk Cousins, quarterback who came into the NFL as one of the best. Second pick in the draft under Andrew Luck. He did not play but once this past year. Kirk Cousins breakout year, possibly a franchise quarterback for the Redskins. What is your opinion on RG3?
Okay, starting with RG3. First season, yeah, he's big time. My favorite team is the Redskins, yeah, but I will tell you now that he is probably one of the worst quarterbacks in Redskins history, in probably most of NFL history. And I think they've been talking some about it, some not much, but I think he might actually go to the Dallas Cowboys.
I think he's just gonna stay there, or like because nobody wants him. He's not good enough for other teams. He's like he's one of the worst QBs that I ever saw.
yeah, he gets hurt way too much.
You can tell that the Redskins, if nobody else gets him, they're not taking him back. You can tell. I mean, just about every single game that he came to, he didn't even dress up. He just had his little suit on and crap. He didn't even have his jersey on or nothing. That tells you right there that they don't even want him right now.
RG3, from my perspective, if he doesn't
He needs
stay
to.
with the Redskins,
He's gonna become free
he's
agent.
he's contemplating free agency and possibly not playing in the NFL ever again. I think he's going to be like a Tebow situation. You have Tim Tebow. Teams give him opportunities, and then he practically
Yeah.
never plays again. RG3, he'll get the opportunities, but he will not make a full season, regular season roster
No, he's gonna
going
get
in
hurt
this coming year.
Yeah, he's got
He-
his knees.
No, it's not that he would nothing would be wrong with him if he stayed in the pocket and passed the ball. His mindset is to run the ball. He looks about 1 or 2 seconds. He's like, oh no, I see cornerback at him. I better run. Yes, that worked for him in his rookie season, and that's the only season that it worked with him.
Yeah, but once like boom, like like everybody, like the Dallas, yeah, that was a blow up because RG3 his rookie season, like you said, he was just phenomenal. But now
He was a baller.
yeah, and now he gets into it. He's just playing out. He's horrible. Like the last game he played, he got a holding foul.
Sorry for that interruption. There was some stuff going on about the Super Bowl that we just had to take a look at. So we're going to continue and pretty quickly hurry this up because the Super Bowl starts in about 5 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to Kirk Cousins. Anybody have anything to say about Kirk Cousins being the new franchise quarterback for the Redskins?
He's going to be one of the he is the best QB in Redskins pretty much history, just about. And he will be one of the best QBs in NFL history if he keeps on doing what he's doing. He's not a running QB, but he can. He has the ability to run, but he's smart enough to pass the ball.
He's a passing quarterback. It's pretty much what we go over.
Yeah, he's good, phenomenal.
If he can continue to play like he did this past season, I think that the Redskins could potentially be a playoff, even Super Bowl team, as long as they keep their staff and players around Kirk Cousins intact. You lose some players like that, then it could hurt you in the long run.
But he's a fun QB too, just like you see on the games, on commercial. He's saying, "You like that? That's fun. That's going around everywhere."
That will be his trademark going into next season, especially. All right, guys. Well, we're going to finish this up early. Next episode, we are going to talk about Johnny Manziel, the NFL, and how insane the media is going up against him, and what has been going on down in Texas with Johnny Manziel apparently getting into a domestic violence call. That will be our episode for tonight. So I appreciate you tuning in, and hopefully you enjoyed this. Down below in the comments, please send in questions. We would love to hear what you have to say. We would love to answer your questions. We would love to debate on what you want to talk about. And we appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and this has been the Sports Mix. We will see you next time.
Drop them in the comments.